Hello everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is 𝚏𝚘𝚕𝚘. Welcome to your yoga mat. I'm really glad that you came to practice a bit of yoga with me today. If you haven't subscribed already to my YouTube channel, then definitely do that. I have new classes that come out each week, and that way you'll be able to stay up to date on those. I will let you know in advance that my neighbor is apparently doing some work on their porch. So hopefully we're not going to get some weird banging noises throughout our practice. Fingers crossed. Today's practice it's going to be short and sweet. I really wanted to do something that could fit well into your day. And I know we don't, unfortunately, always have time to set aside, a full hour for practice. So this is going to get into your full body. A lot of lengthening, opening, strengthening, but we're trying to condense it into a bit of a shorter practice, shorter flow that hopefully you'll be able to fit in at some point in your day. So we will get started. As always, if you want to keep a couple of blocks by your mat or a pillow or a couple of books just in case you need them, then you can do that. And we're going to get started in a seated position. I'm going to sit with my knees bent. With my butt on my heels, but you can also stay in a cross-legged position and even prop yourself up on a block. That might be a little bit more comfortable. So just choose your weapon, whatever you feel is right for you today. So like I said, I'm going to just kind of tuck my legs under and sit with my bum on my heels. Begin to lift your head and lengthen your spine in whatever seated position that you take. And allow your eyes to close. You can keep your hands on your thighs or on your knees with your palms facing up. And let your face relax. And we'll take a couple of moments to try to come into more stillness in a place that's a little bit quieter. You can start to bring more awareness to how you're breathing and try to lengthen each breath out just a little bit. We also don't want to force anything or exaggerate, but we're trying to slow things down just a tad. So feeling space in your body, trying to melt away a little bit of that resistance that we're always carrying. And just soaking up this feeling of being still. Feel your jaw relax and allow your face to soften so much that it's as though all expression has melted away from your face. And now, as though you've got a hook in the top of your head, feel that it's pulling you up, up, up. So your spine is lengthening, yet your shoulders drop down and back, away from your ears. Begin to incorporate a bit of integration into your core. So feel your belly button. It's like there's a little string that's connecting it to your spine, and it's pulling a little bit tighter and a little bit tighter. And at the same time, relax your jaw. As soon as we start to activate things, like here we're activating our core just a little bit, immediately we start to bring tension again into the places we just tried to melt it away. It's a constant search for those little spots where the tension tends to bubble back up, and then again trying to consciously breathe that away. On your next inhale, begin to draw the breath in through your nose. Feel that this breath begins in your pelvic floor. It comes up through your spine, travels out the crown of your head, leaving you nice and tall. And then without losing this height, open your mouth and just exhale everything out. And then closing your mouth and beginning to breathe softly in and out through your nose. Now from here, on an inhale, leaving your hands where they are, begin to draw your shoulders back. Really push your heart forward, and you can start to open your eyes, lengthen your throat, and look up toward the ceiling. And then on an exhale, begin to curve your upper back. Start to drop your chin toward your chest, pull your belly button in, and bring your shoulders forward. And then again, inhaling to push your heart open. Open up your throat. And then exhale, folding into yourself, making a nice curve in your upper back. Inhale one more time to push your heart open. And then exhale, getting a little bit of movement into our spine and our back area. Now coming back to center, inhale, bring both hands up to center, up toward the ceiling. And exhale, let your right hand drop toward the right. From here, start to lengthen your left side body. So fingertips going up toward the ceiling. You can even look up toward the ceiling, inhaling. And on an exhale, start to let your left hand drop over you toward the right. And you can walk your right fingertips out a little bit. And from here, start to do that same movement as before. So inhaling to push your heart open. And then exhaling, making a curve in your upper back, drawing your belly button in and bringing your chin a little bit down more toward your chest. And then again, inhale, but keep lengthening your left hand over to the right. And exhale. One more time, inhale and exhale. Inhale, come back to center with both of your hands, lengthen yourself up tall. And exhale, come down with your left fingertips to the left of your body. Inhale, opening up your right side body. Exhale, right hand drops over and to the left. And you can walk your left fingertips out a little bit. And the same thing that we did on the other side. Inhaling to open your heart, pushing it forward. And then exhale, a curve in your upper back and start to kind of fold into yourself. Inhale again, opening up, and exhale, folding in. All the while, inhale, continuing to stretch your right side body open, and exhale. Inhale, come back to center, and then exhale, cross your arms in front of you and just give yourself a hug. You deserve it. Let your chin drop down. Open that area between your scapula, and let's take a nice deep inhale into our nose. And again, out of your mouth, exhale. Begin to release your hands from your shoulders. Walk your hands forward. Gently place your toes onto the mat, and then from here, ever so gently start to lift your knees, lift your hips, and then begin to walk your hands, your feet toward your hands, or your hand toward your feet. Regardless, you end up in a forward fold, and let yourself hang down. So hanging out, you can choose to rock from right to left if you feel that you need a little bit of movement in this forward fold, or you might feel that you need stillness, and that is completely up to you. Leave a soft bend in your knees, and let your head hang down like it's got a big block of cement attached to the top of it. And it's going to just continue trying to drop toward the mat. You might choose to have your hands on your elbows. That's fine too. Take a couple more breaths here, just feeling this lengthening and opening in your entire back body. From here, release your hands, bring your hands beneath your shoulders. Again, with a soft bend in your knees, lift up halfway. Keep your hands on the ground here, but try to drag your fingertips toward your feet. So you're lengthening your spine as you look beyond the top of your mat. And then on an exhale, you're gonna lengthen your right leg behind you and feel here the distance between your left hip and your left armpit, and try to create a little bit more space there by drawing your left hip away from your armpit. And then slowly sinking down onto your right toes and onto your right knee. Inhale, come up into low lunge, nice and strong, opening up your body. And exhale, turning to the side, open your arms in a T, bring your right hand to your knee and your left hand to rest on the back of your thigh or on your tailbone. Lengthen the crown of your head up, and if it's comfortable, exhale, you can begin to look over your left shoulder, but without forcing your neck. Inhale, strong core brings you back to center, and exhale, bring your hands forward, lift up your right knee, and try to slowly step your way back up. Feet parallel, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthening your spine. Exhale, this time lengthening left foot to the back of the mat. Your left toes are pointing down, so it's kind of an inward rotation of your left leg. Feel your right hip drawing toward the bottom of your mat, so away from your right armpit, and lengthen the crown of your head forward. And then start to slowly bring your left toes down, left knee down, low lunge, sweep your arms up toward the sky. Relaxing your jaw, exhale, begin to rotate, and you feel you're using your core to do this rotation toward the right, left hand to right knee, and your right hand to your thigh or to your tailbone. Begin to inhale to lift the crown of your head up, and exhale, looking over your right shoulder. Inhale, back to center, arms up, and exhale, hands come forward, lift your left knee, and come back with your feet parallel. Inhale, lifting yourself up halfway. Exhale, sweep your right leg back, toes pointing down. Try to lengthen your left hip away from your left shoulder, your left armpit, and then slowly begin to bring your right foot to the bottom of the mat, the back of the mat, but at a 45-degree angle this time. And you might want to walk your left foot a little closer to the left side of the mat. That depends. The more space that you've got between your feet here, the more stability you're going to feel. So you might want to leave a hip's distance between your feet. And from here, inhale, arms come up. Now check your alignment. Your left knee is directly aligned over your left ankle, and try to draw your right hip forward. Relax your shoulders, and we're going to do a few circles here. So inhale, lifting your heart up as you start to open your arms, and then exhale as you bring your ribs forward over your left thigh. Sweep your hands forward, and then inhale to come back up, but you're trying to stay in that left leg. Push firmly with the right side of your right foot, and then exhale to come forward. One more time, inhale to come up, and then exhale to come forward with your hands. Now from here, lift your right ankle. You can bring your hands to the ground, or you can bring your arms forward and your right leg back. Strong, fixating your gaze on a point on the ground for stability. Now bring your hands to the mat. Begin to bend your right leg and bring your right knee to the left side of your left foot. And I know that's a little bit confusing, but you're going to bring your right knee to the ground and then move your bum back to sit. And basically your right leg is beneath and your left leg is over, with the left ankle on the outside of your right knee. Now, if this is a little bit too much and you don't feel comfortable here, then please lengthen out your right leg. There's no problem with doing that. The important thing is to feel that left side of your bum actually can touch the ground. So if your right leg is folded up underneath you and your left butt cheek kind of pops up, then it's probably better to lengthen your right leg and work on feeling nice and grounded on both sides equally of your bum. So once you find your seated position with your right leg extended or bent, take your left hand and you're gonna nestle it in to your tailbone. And then inhale, lifting your right hand up to the sky. Rotate first to the left. So you're already rotating. Feel the left side of your bum pressing into the ground, and then gently bring your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. And if you have to swing to kind of latch on, then it would be a much better idea to just hug your right arm around your left knee. Now, feel grounded and rooted down into your whole lower body while your upper body is still drifting upwards. So it's a double action of feeling the lower half of your body sink down as you push your left butt cheek into the ground, your left sit bone, and then inhale, lifting your head up and beginning to look over your left shoulder and feeling this rise in the top part of your body. Relax your jaw. And then gently inhale, come back to center. Bring your hands behind you, and with your legs still crossed, bring your right foot to the mat. And so your left leg is crossed over your right leg. Bring your arms forward, and you're going to gently roll down onto your back. Once you get on your back, lift your hands to the sky, and you're going to cross your right arm under your left arm. And you can either stay like this, hands to shoulders, or continue the spiral, eagle eyes your arms, keeping your palms together, pressing together. Inhale, lift your legs. If you would like to tuck your left foot behind your right ankle, then you can do that as well. Otherwise, you can just leave them free. Inhale. And then exhale, lift your shoulders up. Press your right elbow into your left knee. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. We're going to hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Let your shoulders come back down, release your arms, and open your arms out to the side. Bring your right foot to the ground, left knee in toward your chest. And from here, lengthening out your right leg, you're going to take your right hand to the outside of your left knee, draw it over your body, and lower it toward the ground. So a nice little spinal rotation. If you're comfortable here and you would like to take your right hand to the outside of your left foot or the outside of your left calf, then you can do that. If you do extend your leg, then you might want to take your left hand to your left hip and just try to push it toward the bottom of your mat. Otherwise, you can keep your left leg bent and just work on bringing your left shoulder toward the mat, in the direction of the mat. Inhale, come back to center with bent leg or straight leg, and then from here, interlace your fingers behind your calf or behind your thigh. Illuminate your foot by spreading your toes wide and start to slowly and gently draw your left leg toward you. Now, if this is not comfortable with your right leg extended, then you can also bring your right foot onto the mat with your leg bent. That's fine. The important thing if your right leg is extended is to keep your right hip nailed down to the mat. Glued down. I guess glued down is probably better than it being nailed down. It's a little more gentle. Now release your left leg. Bring your right leg up to meet it and hands behind your thighs. Roll back and forth a couple of times and not directly on your spine, so you're rolling more kind of to the side. We're getting more into the muscles. This should not be painful. And if it is, then please don't do it. And then roll forward. You can cross your legs and then come into a forward fold, head hanging down. And just stay here in ragdoll for a couple of breaths. A nice deep inhale into your nose. And then exhale everything out. Inhale, hands below your shoulders on the ground, dragging toward your feet. Lengthen yourself, lifting halfway. Exhale, lift your left leg and lengthen it behind you. Again, you're trying to push the crown of your head forward, draw your right hip away from your right shoulder, and then gently, already turning your left foot at a 45-degree angle, you're going to bring your left foot down flat on the back of the mat. Now, walk your right foot a little more to the right. That'll give you some distance between your feet, and that will give you more stability. Right knee is aligned above your right ankle. Inhale, come up into warrior one. Try to draw your left hip forward to keep them squared. Really push into the left side of your left foot. Feel both feet suction down to the mat. And inhale to open up your heart to the sky. Strong core as you exhale to sweep yourself forward, your arms forward to make nice big circles. Inhale. Feel the fluidity in this movement. And it doesn't have to look in any way, but just try to feel into it. Feel what you're activating to make each single motion. Last one, inhaling to come up. And then exhale to come back forward. From here, lifting your left heel, you can bring your hands to the mat with your left leg behind you, or you can come into warrior three, arms lengthening in front of you and shooting out of the left heel toward the back of the mat. Nice and strong, and invite all the little shakes. If you fall, you're just coming back. Exhale, bring hands down to the mat, bend your left leg, and bring your left knee to the outside of your right foot and come down to sit. So again, here you end up with left leg bent, left heel coming in toward your right hip, and your right leg is over your left leg. Now, you can choose to lengthen out your left leg straight in front of you, totally fine. From here, with both feet firmly planted on the mat and with your right butt cheek firmly planted on the mat, bring your right hands, tuck them in toward your tailbone. Inhale to lengthen up, and then exhale, rotating toward the right, and then bringing your left elbow to the outside of your right knee or hugging your left arm around your right knee. Inhale to lengthen your head up, and exhale to look over your right shoulder, relaxing your jaw. Try to feel your lower body sinking into the mat as your upper body is floating up. And then inhale, come back to center. Release your left arm, and then both hands behind you. You're going to place left foot to the mat with your right leg crossed over. From here, arms forward and slowly lower down onto your back. And from here, pull your left arm under your right arm. You're going to kind of align the elbows and then either take your hands to your shoulders or keep winding around, eagle eyes your arms, and bring your palms facing each other. Inhale here. And then on your next exhale, you're going to lift your legs, lift your shoulders, and try to bring your left elbow to your right knee and push, squeeze. 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 And then down. Release your arms. Open them up like a cactus out toward the side. You can bring your left toes down. Lift your hips, shift a little bit to the right, and then from here, lengthening your left leg. With your right leg bent, you can use your left hand to pull it over you and gently bring your right bent leg down to the ground, or if you want to straighten out your right leg, then you can place your left hand either to the outside of the calf or the outside of your foot. You might want to take your right hand and try to move your right hip a little bit toward the bottom of the mat. Relax your jaw, relax your face. Allow these openings. Try not to resist against them. And then slowly inhaling to come back to the center. Bring your right foot up to the sky. You can leave your left leg extended. Interlace your fingers. Right leg starts to draw toward your body. You can keep your fingers behind your right thigh or behind your right calf. Either way, keep your left hip glued to the mat. Spread your right toes wide. Try to feel air going in between your toes. And then release your right leg. If your left leg was bent, then you can lengthen it out. Lengthen your right leg out, opening up your arms. And then take a nice deep inhale into your nose and out of your mouth. Exhaling everything away. Feel your back body sink down into the mat. Breathing comes back to normal. And for however much time you have available, I invite you to just stay here in this quiet, open, and comfortable space for as long as you can. And thank you very much for practicing with me today.